We do need to address the challenge of migration. When it is well managed and regulated, migration can help to drive economic growth and opportunity for all. However, we need to deal with illegal migration. We have seen how illegal immigration into our country can put pressure on our public services and undermine our efforts to create decent work for all. As announced in the State of the Nation address, government is taking decisive action to address this challenge. We are cracking down on violations of immigration laws. We are increasing our inspections of workplaces and prosecuting employers who violate our labor laws. We are strengthening, Madam Speaker, we are strengthening border security, stamping out corruption in the immigration system, and closing the loopholes in fragmented immigration laws. We must be clear, however, every person in South Africa, whether they are citizens or foreign nationals, must respect our laws. They must also respect the rights of every person in our country, and our laws must be upheld. We must never give in to violence, to xenophobia, and to vigilantism.
This has been a working visit. We've had very extensive discussions on matters of mutual interest to both countries that span the economy, security, as well as some social issues. And we've also taken an opportunity to see how we can continue and deepen cooperation between the two countries at an investment level. And we've also dealt with issues of the restrictions that have been introduced, which our ministers are going to discuss to good effect to see how best we deal with those. And the Minister of Trade from Mozambique explained that they have not yet really been introduced, and we want to assure our South African business people that discussions are going to be quite detailed in discussing those issues, and also to expand trade between our two countries in many, many ways, and also to make sure that economic integration, not only between South Africa and Mozambique, but also in the region, is extended, so as also to deal with troubling issues such as what we have experienced in South Africa, which I have spoken about, that South Africans inherently are not against people from other nations. We are one people. We have always been one people. And of course, we've got to also pay heed to the security of those from other countries who are in South Africa, but also pay heed to the concerns that are being raised by South Africans. President Chapwe and myself discussed this matter, and we agreed that we should work together. It's not only one country that is affected, and all countries that have foreign nationals in South Africa are also affected as South Africa is affected, so we must all work together, join hands to find solutions to this problem. And in the past, we have found solutions, and we say South Africans do not have a hatred to other people from other countries on our continent. They supported us during our struggle, and much as South Africans are going through tough economic challenges right now, we also need to be acting as people who are kind and welcoming to other people from other nations. But we also say to employers in South Africa that we've passed a law that people who do not have the necessary work permits in South Africa, yes, should not be employed. We should give way to South Africans. And at the same time, we encourage all people from other nations to make sure that they have proper documentation to be in South Africa, like South Africans need to have proper documentations to be in other countries. So we dealt with this matter, and President Chapwe and I agreed that we must continue cooperating, and we will be cooperating, working together to find solutions. So all in all, this has been a very positive and constructive visit by President Chapo. We've had really good discussions that are going to open up many opportunities for people on both sides. Thank you.
I say that we are very happy because we are in South Africa. You know that South Africa is Mozambique, Mozambique is South Africa. We are brother between two countries and two people. That's why we're here to talk about our future between Mozambique and South Africa. We are here to increase our bilateral relation and cooperation. I'm talking about economic cooperation, commercial cooperation, our trading, because it's very important to development South Africa and Mozambique. We are one people, we are brothers. That's why it's very important to be together, to be unit, to be closer, because the development of South Africa and development of Mozambique is very, very, very important. That's why we are here to talk about our cooperation, our economic cooperation, our commercial cooperation, and we are here to talk about our relation. In our relation, security and peace is very important. Any country in the world, we don't develop in the country without security and peace. That's why we are here to talk about our security, our peace, and the security and peace of our people. You know that always we was together during apartheid. We fight against apartheid together, and now it's very important to talk about our liberation, our economy, and our development. That's why we're here to talk about our security and our peace now, because now we think that's very important to know that Mozambique is South Africa, South Africa is Mozambique. Mozambican people and South African people is very important to be together, to be unit, to be closer, because it's very important to development our two countries, Mozambique and South Africa. We are here to talk about our future. We think that's very important to development agriculture. We want to do many things in digitalization process, industrial process, and we think that's very important to do economic special zone in South Africa and Mozambique, industrial zones in South Africa and Mozambique to development our two countries. We want to work together to do main projects in energy sector. You know that Mozambique we have gas, and we want off-takers, and we think that South Africa is our principal off-taker. That's why the vision of Mr. President Cyril Ramaphosa to increase the capacity of electricity in South Africa is very important to do it together. Now in Mozambique we have our domestic gas. We are building many power plants. One power plant in Temane province in Inhambane. We was together last time, and we think that it's very important to do it together, because you know that gas is something like raw material. With gas, we will build the power plant and transmission line from Mozambique to South Africa to increase our capacity in Mozambique, to industrialize in Mozambique, and to do the same thing in South Africa side. And in South Africa side, it's possible with our gas in SADC region to build many power plants and transmission line to other seats in Mozambique and South Africa. That's why we are here to talk about energy sector, agriculture, industrialization, infrastructure, tourism, and many things. That's why we are very happy to be here. And I want to say thanks so much, Mr. President Cyril Ramaphosa. Always we are together. South Africa is Mozambique. Mozambique is on South Africa. Our people is brothers. And always I used to say that our borders is like artificial borders. Africa, always we are together, we are brothers. That's why in our borders we have people who have the same language, the same culture, the same surname. We are brothers. That's why we are very happy to be here, and I'm very happy with our presence here. And let's work together to develop Mozambique and South Africa. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks so much.